Welcome to a very special tribute to the 22 people lost in a terrible act of violence in Nova Scotia this week. Tonight, Global News joins other media outlets in bringing you Nova Scotia Remembers, a loving tribute. This virtual vigil is being held at a time when COVID-19 is preventing us from coming together to grieve and to remember. This production was organized by the community of Colchester as a way to pay tribute to the victims and offer support to affected families. Tonight, we remember Constable Heidi Stevenson, Lisa McCulley, Alana Jenkins, Sean McLeod, Jamie Blair, Greg Blair, Gina Goulet, Aaron Tuck, Emily Tuck, Jolene Oliver, Don Madsen, Frank Galenchin, Tom Bagley, Corey Ellison, Kristen Beaton, Heather O'Brien, Joey Weber, Lillian Hislop, Peter Bond, Joy Bond, Elizabeth Joanne Thomas, John Zoll. 3 more people were injured, including Constable Chad Morrison and the gunman's former partner, who's now given key information to investigators. Our thoughts are with you as you recover. This is intended to be a moment to pause and lend support to everyone trying to come to terms with this devastating loss. That love will be shared through musical tributes, messages of support, and hope from dignitaries and notable people with a special connection to Nova Scotia. We now bring you Nova Scotia Remembers.
Last weekend, Nova Scotia woke up to horrific news. We know now the extent of the carnage, the magnitude of the loss. A monstrous act that took away family members, friends and neighbors, co-workers, Nova Scotians, good people. So many are gone, senselessly. A tragedy of this scale is so rare in our country that it is difficult to comprehend. We are shattered, but we are not broken. In the last week, I have seen heartache and tributes from all corners of this nation. I have seen the power of kindness and compassion when communities rise in strength to provide support in times of crisis. I have heard Nova Scotians and Canadians who refuse to be defined by what happened. This is not who we are. We will never accept such violence, and we won't stand by. Tonight, we face this adversity together, and we honor the memories of the victims. We are gathered online from a safe distance as we fight the other invisible enemy, but we are connected as a country, and we are grieving together. Au nom de tous les Canadiens, nos plus sincères condoléances aux familles et aux proches des victimes. On behalf of all Canadians, my sincere condolences to those who are suffering, to the families of the victims, to the RCMP who have lost a courageous colleague, and to everyone in Nova Scotia. My best wishes also to those who have been hurt or injured, and my heartfelt gratitude to those who responded bravely to the calls, as they do each and every day. Tonight, we feel an immense sadness. There is so much pain. But just as it will emerge from the darkness of the pandemic, a resilient Nova Scotia will emerge from this tragedy. Healing will take time, but you can count on everyone in this country to be with you step by step in solidarity until we reach that brighter day. Nous sommes de tout cœur avec vous, gens de la Nouvelle-Écosse. My deepest sympathy.
Hello everyone, bonjour à tous. Across the country, Canadians stand united in our grief, and today we join together in remembrance. A neighbour and a nurse, a teacher and a friend, a Mountie and a mother, friends, colleagues, and family. They represented the best of us, and they were taken from us far too soon. To everyone who lost a loved one, Canada is mourning with you. To the communities that are grieving, we are here for you. You are not alone. There are no words to describe your pain, no words that could bring back those who left us too soon. This senseless act of violence happened in places where home isn't just a name, it's a feeling. That feeling of knowing friends and family are just around the corner if you need anything. That feeling of growing up with people who've known you your whole life. And right now, to all Canadians, it feels like we knew the people we just lost.
Because this tragedy took place in small towns and close-knit communities where people are friends with their neighbors and where visitors are treated like family. The people who live in small communities embody the values of integrity, of compassion and service, the same values that define us as a country.
In times like this, we remember that same sense of community that's felt in towns like Portapique, Wentworth, Milford and Enfield is what makes us Canadians. We remember why we're there for each other and why we look out for one another. Because that's who we are.
We are all going through a difficult time, and it's normal to feel overwhelmed. If you're struggling, reach out to someone you trust. You are never alone.
We're all going through a difficult time, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. If you're struggling, reach out to someone you trust. And if you can, let others know that you're here for them. As Canadians, we'll always stand together. Today, tomorrow, and every day.
We have all been shaken and deeply saddened by the events of this past weekend. So many wonderful people died, and as the days pass, we are learning more about who they were and what they did. They all leave behind family members who are struggling with their heartbreaking loss. Let us also acknowledge the first responders who reacted to this incident. Their actions remind us that there are many citizens who regularly place their lives on the line to protect the public. Tragically, RCMP Constable Heidi Stevenson paid the ultimate price in doing her duty. La lueur d'espoir dans cette tragédie est le fait que les gens de la Nouvelle-Écosse se sont unis pour offrir leur soutien et leur compassion. La solidarité pendant une période difficile est caractéristique de cette province. The one glimmer of light in this tragedy is that Nova Scotians have united to offer their support and compassion. Unity in difficult times is characteristic of this province. It is hope that the families of the victims can take some comfort in knowing that Nova Scotians and Canadians are supporting them at this difficult time.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Torrens, and I've lived in Colchester County for 12 years. I'm a proud member of this community. As you can imagine, over the last several days, people here have been reeling, trying to make sense of something that just doesn't make sense. It feels like there are millions of questions and no answers, so much pain, so much sadness. Why would we have to say goodbye to people whose names and vocations you now know, who around here were known as somebody's brother or sister, grandparents, neighbor, friend, sons and daughters, moms and dads? Normally in a community like ours, most small towns in fact, we lean on each other in good times and bad. And if something like this were to happen, we would gather to grieve, find strength and support in each other, lend a hug or a handshake or help out, share memories, share tears. But we can't do that right now, which is how this event was conceived by a few of the residents of Portapique who wanted their friends and neighbors, the families directly impacted by this tragedy in all the communities, to know that even though it might not feel like it, you are not alone. and you are loved. And even though we can't pretend to understand the pain you're in, we are here to try to find a way to help shoulder some of the burden of this grief. The people in these communities want you to know, watching from all over the world, that they feel your love and support. In fact, it's what's holding them up. So thank you for that. There's a proud tradition in this part of the world. Sometimes when there simply are no words, we turn to song, which is what the next hour is about. Chance to try to find a bit of reprieve as we pause and remember.
To my dear Nova Scotia, we are there with you in the deepest of ways. Your charitable spirit that I witnessed so much in my youth will not let you down now. The country is with you in spirit, in music, and in love. We all love you, and I love you, and I thank you for all the gifts that you've given to me over the years. You are a strong bunch, and you'll stay strong. I want to play a tune for you that I chose because of a beautiful performance I saw a couple of days ago, played by one of the victims, Emily Tuck, and she was a fiddler. So I thought I would unite myself to her performance and play this tune for all the souls that lost their lives.
Okay, so your contribution to the COVID kitchen party.
Herbie McLeod.
Wicked.
All right.
It's hard to find the words. How do you make sense out of something so senseless? To the families, you have lost so much, and I am sorry. Your loved ones mattered. They loved, they had dreams, and they contributed to this province. We are all here this evening to remember them and to wrap our arms around you, and you are not alone. This province will stand with you as you try to pick up the pieces. And as your Premier, I want to tell you, take your time, be good to yourself, and know that you are loved. To the community, you have always been a kind, open, beautiful corner of our province. That doesn't change. What happened here in our province is not who we are. It may change us a little, but it cannot define us. We are strong, we are community-minded, and we take care of each other. So let's continue to do that together. Nova Scotia is stronger together.
Good evening, everyone. Jennifer and I are absolutely heartbroken, devastated as everyone is. All the victims' families, please know that our thoughts and our prayers are with you, and we're here for you. Sometimes the darkness can be brighter than sunshine, and the moon overshadows the sun. And the sadness you feel all around you can't be undone. And when you feel like you're smothered and lonely, not a songbird to sing you a song. And the hope you once had so much of is gone. And the tears keep falling, and your fears are more than you can handle on your own. And if your world needs a shoulder to cry on, I've got one. Tears keep falling, and your fears are more than you can handle on your own. When your world needs a shoulder to cry on, I've got one.
Hello there. I'm Lenore Zan, the Member of Parliament for Cumberland Colchester. And I just want to say that it's been a devastating week for all of us here in Cumberland Colchester and Nova Scotians in general. April the 19th, Sunday morning, we awoke to find out a devastatingly senseless act of violence had taken place. And unfortunately, we have since found out more and more loved ones are gone. Their lives cut short. So my heart goes out to every single person who has lost somebody that you love, to the co-workers who've worked with somebody who you've lost, and also to friends who've lost dear, dear friends and have been reaching out to me and to others and on social media at this very difficult time of social distancing, the COVID-19 pandemic. It's a difficult time for us to come together to grieve, but I think that this vigil shows nothing can stop us from reaching out and loving one another and supporting one another as Nova Scotians and as Canadians.
Hello, my name is Barry Beebe. I'm a pastor and I live in Wentworth, Nova Scotia, one of the 2 places of the 16 crime spots of this past weekend. My wife Linda and I are very, very sorry for what people are going through here in our communities. All of the sorrow, all of the loss. We are heartbroken, as are many others. On Sunday morning, it was shock that came upon all of us as we heard of these horrific events, and we couldn't help but wonder why in these communities in beautiful Nova Scotia has this happened. Later, the shock gave way to sorrow as we heard about how many who had died and how many were suffering the loss of loved ones. I think it was Monday that I began to feel shame, a great sense of shame that a human being had actually chosen to do this and to act this way toward others with such malice and cruelty and brutality. We now know who has died, but we do not know why. But I believe that we know what we should do. We should draw near to each one in a responsible way and comfort those that are grieving, and encourage and support families and our community and our police and our government leaders who are very overwhelmed with all of this. We need to draw near to one another. We also need to draw near to God.
Hi. This is called Mauve. All these roads carry you home back to the sky, and our family, it's gonna grow just like a lilac tree. Heartache, let it go, let it go. You're where you're meant to be. Heartache, let it go, let it go. You're meant to be free. I'm not a sure thing. I don't have the answer to it all, but I hear it perfect strings. That love is gonna save us all. And colors in the sky say you're nearby, you're next to me. I know a wave in the wind gets to my bones, and you're telling me hello. Heartache, let it go, let it go. You're where you're meant to be. Heartache, let it go, let it go. You are meant to be free. I'm not a sure thing. sure thing, but I hear in perfect strings that love is gonna save us all, save us all, save us all.
Hi everyone. In extremely difficult times, we have an instinctive need to gather together, and that's what we're doing tonight, the best way that we know how. We're coming together because we want those dear people who lost loved ones to know how concerned we are about them and how much we care about them and love them. And we want the RCMP officers and all first responders to know that we respect them deeply and we're eternally grateful for all that they do. Please know that you are all in all of our hearts.
Here's an old song that I wrote about years ago, but just making it through. We've been down just a little too long. Could have been right, but it turned out wrong. You and I, we've been through that a dozen times or more. Sooner or later, gonna know the score. We've been in when we should have been out. Left us all in a shadow of a doubt. Now it seems all our broken dreams, they'll just fade away. Sooner or later, it's gonna be okay. Sooner or later, we're gonna win. And we'll fly like the eagles in the wind. Doors will all be open, and we can walk right in. Sooner or later, we're gonna win. We've been down never gonna win.
When you're weary and feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. When darkness comes and pain is all, it's all around like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. And when you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when trouble comes and pain is all, it's all around. Oh, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down, oh, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down, oh, will lay me down, oh yeah, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down, all my brothers and sisters, like a bridge, hey, yeah, over troubled water. I will lay me down, oh, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down, oh, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down.
Today I want to speak to you about community. This is the community where I grew up. It's the community that I call home. And it's the community of which I've been very proud and privileged to represent for the last 14 years. It's a community of hardworking, fun-loving, easygoing families who care for each other and who care deeply about their neighbors. Right now, we are in a community that is hurting and mourning, but we must not let that overtake us. We need to show our strength as a community and unite as a community. Let us celebrate the lives of those who have been lost. Let us celebrate their contribution to our community. They have made it a better place for us to live and work and play. Let us remember that together we are better.
Troubles and trials often betray those on in the weary body to stray, but we shall walk beside the still waters with the good shepherd leading the way. Those who have strayed were sought by the Master. He who once gave his life for the sheep. Out on the mountain, still he is searching, bringing them in forever to keep. We're going up home to live in green pastures, where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we shall reach that heavenly shore. Now we shall not heed the voice of the stranger, for he would lead us on to despair. Following on with Jesus our Savior, we shall all reach that country so fair. We're going up home to live in green pastures, where we shall live and die nevermore. Even the Lord will be in that number when we shall reach that heavenly shore. When we shall reach that heavenly shore.
I grew up in Truro. I graduated from CEC, and I've been touched deeply by what happened over the weekend in the part of the world that I grew up in, and the part of the world that formed who I am. I came back here after 30 years, and I've been trying to get back desperately for the past 20 years, and not because, or not only because this is a beautiful part of the world to live in, geographically speaking, but I miss the people. I miss the people of Nova Scotia. And that's why this that happened this weekend has hurt me so deeply as it's hurt everyone else, is because I know the kind of people that this happened to. But I also know that these are the kind of people who can heal from this and who can heal each other. And so I have immense hurt for you right now, and for us, but I also have immense faith in us.
Put a candle in the window, 'cause I need you to know. Though see the light. Long as I can see the light, I know the pain is hard to handle, 'cause I'm on the other side. Though I'm gone, you don't have to worry, my dear. Long as I can see the light, long as I can see the light, long as I can see the light. So put a candle in the window, 'cause I need you to know. Though I'm gone, I'll be right beside you. Long as I can see the light, long as I can see the light, as long as I can see the light, long as I can see the light, long as I can see the light.
Someone said many years ago, sorrow follows us from the cradle to the grave, and none escapes its pain. More than ever, our province, our area, our families, and our towns are full of sorrow, broken and crushed spirits. And our comfort is that Jesus Christ came to heal the brokenhearted. In Luke chapter 4, verse 18, He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted and to proclaim freedom for the captives. He heals by ministering a divine comfort. All of us, we may not experience it at the moment, but after time and during time, all this time, it's not just for a short moment. He will give us that divine comfort that we so much need, no matter what the pain or the brokenness is. Christ presented Himself as an unfailing companion. When those days come when no one can be near to us, humanly speaking, He is there with us at all times. During the dark time when no one's there, He's with us in a very special and near way. I'd just like to end today with a verse from Psalm 61, verse 2. From the ends of the earth I call to you. I call as my heart grows faint. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Thank you.
It's just a heart like yours.
Hey, it's James Duthie from TSN. Nova Scotia, I have loved you since I was 1 year old, and my dad was transferred to Halifax. He was an RCMP officer, and we spent 5 wonderful years on Flamingo Drive. I have 3 kids of my own, and when they were big enough, our first big family trip we took was to drive out east so I could show them how beautiful it is, how wonderful the people are, and I've been back 5 straight summers now. Our hearts break for you. I wish there was something I could say we all do to make the hurt go away, but I know there isn't. So just know that I love you, all of Canada loves you, and we're hurting with you.
Good evening. My name is Bob Pesh. I'm the County Councillor for District 9 in the County of Colchester, and also a neighbor and friend to many of the victims of this disaster. I can only imagine the feelings going through the minds of the people. Feelings of pain, sorrow, anger, and hate, all of them justified. To all of you, I say that these feelings will last for a long, long time and never fully go away. But with time, family and friends, the pain will lessen. We all grieve with you, and as a counselor and a friend, I reach out to you if you need to talk or need anything at all. I will close now letting you know that I love you all and hope you can get back to your life as it should be. Thank you and God bless.
Here we go.
I just want to say that as we go forward, and as you try and get your life back to some kind of normality, that we are there for you. We being myself, our families, our communities, we are there to help. I will personally do, if you need anything, and I really mean anything that I can do to help you, I can reach out to assistance to help navigate through things, to do whatever needs to be done to help you and your community. I ask you to please reach out.
Hey.
Hey everybody, I am here at my home in Toronto, but of course I wish I was with all of you in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is my home, Nova Scotia is my heart. I went to Wolfville Elementary School, I went to Gorsebrook Junior High in Halifax, I went to QE, I went to Dalhousie for a minute. When people ask me where my home is, I say my home is Nova Scotia, and I am heartbroken to be so far away, but I am with you in spirit. To everybody who has suffered this immense loss, I hold you in my heart. I suffer with you, and I love you.
Because we love, we cry. Sometimes there is no sense to things, my child. Sometimes there is no answer to the questions why. Sometimes things beyond all understanding. Sometimes people die. When it hurts like this, my child, when you are scared, suffering, confused, even if we are not together, together let us cry. Remember, there is so much love. Because we love, we cry. Sometimes the sadness takes away your breath. Sometimes the pain seems endless, deep. Sometimes you cannot find the sun. Sometimes you wish you were asleep. When it hurts like this, my child, when you are scared, suffering, confused, even if we are not together, together let us cry. Remember, there is so much love. Because we love, we cry. Pray that I had answers, child. Pray this wasn't so. There are impossible things, child, that I cannot bear for you to know. When it hurts like this, my child, when you are scared, suffering, confused, even if we are not together, together let us cry. Remember, there is so much love. And because we love, we cry.
Since last Saturday, we have suffered here in Colchester County. In Nova Scotia, in Canada, we have suffered from the tragic events in Colchester County. Painful, frustrating, discouraging, depressing, hurts compounded many times over by COVID-19. It seems that sorrow upon sorrow is our lot in 2020, and we know the hardest part of the journey lies ahead. According to David Roper on his study of the 23rd Psalm, doubts can come and go, but we need not be dismayed by them. Doubt is not at first a sign that our faith has failed, but is being assailed. We need to consider the source, the enemy of our souls. Isaiah 42:3 says, "A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out." Right now, that's you, that's me, that's all of us. But God in faithfulness, he will bring forth justice. It's absolutely overwhelming, the support that we've received by phone calls at Truro Town Hall. Prayers, much appreciated. Monday night we experienced a magnificent sunset, a reminder that the great God of the universe cares. Pray continually for healing to him who has put your name on the palm of his hand. In closing, I just want to read one thing from Psalm 73. When I tried to understand all this, it was oppressive to me, and it is, till I entered the sanctuary of God. Then it goes on to say, when my heart was grieved and my spirit embittered, I was senseless and ignorant. I was a brute beast before you. And that's us. Yet I am always with you. The Lord says, you hold me by my right hand, you guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will take me into glory. And that's our hope. From the town of Toronto, all of our staff, we wish you hope in the midst of what seems hopeless.
Hello, I'm Christine Blair, Mayor of the Municipality of the County of Colchester. Words can't describe the sadness that we're feeling as we mourn those lost to us in this senseless tragedy. The news has been shocking, and it continues to be shocking, while we come to terms with this nightmare that is indeed a reality. On behalf of Colchester County Council, I want to extend our sincerest and most heartfelt sympathies to all the families, friends, and community members. Our hearts go out to each of you. We want to acknowledge RCMP Constable Heidi Stevenson, who was killed in the line of duty as she bravely worked to serve and protect her community. We thank all our first responders for their selfless courage and heroic efforts and extend our appreciation to all involved. Our thoughts are with you. Our prayers are with you as you face this very, very difficult situation. Life will forever be changed, but with love, support, and strength, we will face this together and we will get through this together.
Good evening. My name is Chief Sidney Peters from Glooscap First Nation and the co-chair of the Assembly of Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Chiefs. On behalf of the Chiefs and the entire Mi'kmaq Nation, I want to express my deepest condolence to all of those who have been affected by this tragedy. We are all shaken and overwhelmed by what has happened in our region, and the Mi'kmaq mourns the loss of these individuals alongside our family, friends, and neighbors. Our Mi'kmaq communities are small and close-knit, so we understand how a tragic event can impact an entire community and an entire nation. We want the people and the residents of Portapique, Wentworth, DeBert, Shubenacadie, Enfield, and the surrounding areas to know that we are grieving with you, but we will get through this together. As we remember the victims, let us recommit ourselves to spreading more light, kindness, understanding, and love and caring for each other. We pray for the families who are grasping for answers and broken hearts. May your sorrow eventually be overwhelmed with the many wonderful memories you've shared with your loved ones.
Hey everyone, Ken Reed from Sportsnet here in Toronto. I live in Toronto. My home is Nova Scotia. Whenever people ask me where I'm from, I don't say Toronto. I say Nova Scotia. Grew up in Pictou, and I just want you to know that I've been thinking a lot about, obviously, everyone over the last few days. I want to send love. I want to send hugs to everyone down there who's going through the unimaginable. Very proud to be from Nova Scotia. Will always be proud to be from Nova Scotia. Another proud Nova Scotia, proud Pictonian, good buddy of mine. Here's Dave Gunning.
We stood together at the end of a flame, with no sign of rain, walking together, stirring the dust that's been following us. Count on me, I'm counting on you to see it all through, like old friends do. I trust every soul in this room as we stare at the ground and put our faith in the circle of boots. The lines on our faces are starting to show. Yeah, we're taking it slow. The sidewalks have cracks that go straight through. Yeah, they're way worn too. Count on me, I'm counting on you to see it all through, like old friends do. I trust every soul in this room as we stare at the ground and put our faith in the circle of boots. I saw us laughing with ice water in our veins. To hell with the devil, he was never gonna look this this way. Woke in the morning to a telephone ring that changed everything. Now we're back here together, all but one, with arm in arm and heads hung. Count on me, I'm counting on you to see it all through like old friends do. I trust every soul in this room as we stare at the ground and put our faith in the circle of boots. As we stare at the ground and put our faith in the circle of boots.
Good afternoon, this is Serena Lewis. I live in Great Village, but I also work in the field of grief, bereavement, and wellness for the Northern Health Zone. I want to reach out to each of you as community members, locally, nationally, and further afield, and acknowledge the deepest condolences within all of our communities as we're experiencing the grief over the last several days. It's important to recognize that we are building resources for the long haul and want to reiterate to people that we are going to be here to continue to support our community. Currently, we have a provincial line set up at 1-888-429-8167 that we're asking people to please reach out for support. That number will help fan you out to the resources that are most appropriate. But we're also working with our school, mental health, palliative care, hospice teams to ensure that we're building resources as we approach the next upcoming days, weeks, and months. Just want to reinforce to people, although this may be a very difficult time to be grieving as we're facing all of this isolation, you are not alone, and we're here to continue to help support. Thank you.
Nova Scotia, we love you. And we're thinking of you. Your spirit, your zest for life is something that all Canadians try to emulate. We spent time in your province this past summer, and my kids say to this day, I can't wait to get back to Nova Scotia. We love you.
Hi everyone, this is Sidney Crosby. I'm in Pittsburgh, but being from Nova Scotia, my heart and mind is home with all of you. I'd like to extend my condolences to all the family and friends affected by this tragedy, and as well to the family of Constable Heidi Stevenson from Cole Harbour, who sacrificed her life protecting others. I'd like to thank all the first responders and as well the medical personnel that faced this nightmare head-on to keep us all safe. I know we'll stick together as we always do through challenging times and help and support those who need it the most. I'm sending all my love and support back home.
The RCMP Foundation stood stunned, along with the rest of the world, following the tragic events that happened in Nova Scotia on April 19th. We were heartbroken to find out that we lost a member in the line of duty while she was protecting the community that she loved. Constable Heidi Stevenson, a 23-year veteran of the force, was loved by many and will be incredibly missed. The RCMP Foundation, its board of directors and employees are deeply saddened by these events. We encourage anyone who would like to contribute a donation to her family to visit our website at www.rcmp-f.ca.
Well, I send love and support to my community and my students, past and present. around, drive away, peering in your eyes, so small, disappearing temple, tonight, moon is on your side, silence, secrets, unknown meanings, useful, strange, and missing everything, useful, strange, and missing everything. Silence, secrets, unknown meanings, useful, strange, and missing everything, useful, strange, and missing everything, useful, strange, and missing everything, useful, strange, and missing
Father in heaven, I just lift up to you those who are hurting right now and who are experiencing a pain and a grief that is beyond compare. And Lord, I know that the reason the loss is so great is because the love is so real. And so I thank you for the tremendous outpouring of support that's being experienced in these days as love and compassion and community is being expressed and experienced. The grace that comes from you, your amazing grace, the grace that you made possible even by sparing not your own son. And I just commit them to your love and care and ask you to watch over them and bless them and keep them and help them. And I pray these things in the name of Jesus. Amen.
I'm Ann Almeida from CTV Atlantic. I would like to send my deepest condolences to the families of the victims. I'd also like to take a minute to send my respects to the first responders. As we continue to mourn, I take comfort in seeing how we've come together as a province and all the love and support that has been pouring in from across the country and around the world. For me, I know in times of sorrow, I turn to music when I can't find the words to express myself. Nova Scotia has some of the most talented songwriters that use words to heal and unite. It's talent like this that makes me proud to call Nova Scotia home. And it's people like our next performer who, in our part of the world, are more than just musicians, they're friends. Here is singer-songwriter Charlie Acourt.
Hi everyone, it's Charlie here, and I want to extend my profound sympathies to the families and the friends that lost loved ones this past weekend. And I want each and every one of you to know that we stand united together in your grief and in your sorrow. And that tonight, as I celebrate those lives through song, from my heart, I hope that maybe it might find its way to some corner of your heart tonight. This song is called Refuse to Fear.
Trying to understand why we choose to be so cruel and go out and hurt our fellow man and leave their lives in ruins. Why is it so wrong to believe than just a dream if we let love live? sit this out and find something more pointless to do. But one so sorrow is all of ours, so that makes it my song too. And I ain't locking up all my doors to hide a heart that's been hurt by war. So I'm stepping outside, oh, and we will refuse to fear, never surrender, and never give hate a chance to rule the day. And if we all choose to heal, love is forever, darkness won't win. We refuse to fear. And we will refuse to fear, never surrender, never give hate a chance to rule the day. And if we all choose to heal, love is forever, darkness won't win. When we refuse to fear, when we refuse to fear, oh, when we refuse to fear, oh Lord, refuse to fear, when we refuse to fear.
Hi, I'm Heather Rankin, and like many of you, my fellow Nova Scotians, I'm sitting at home and I'm trying to wrap my head around the incredibly tragic events that unfolded here this week. There are no words. To those of you who are grieving loved ones, please know that you are in my thoughts and my prayers, and that we are all united in your grief. And as difficult as it may seem at this incredibly dark time, know that there are brighter days ahead. Take care and God bless.
To those who lost loved ones, I can say I extend my sincere sympathy and condolence to you, but honestly, words cannot express what I'm feeling for you. My heart aches. I wish I could be with you in person, from the youngest to the most senior, to wrap my arms around you, to hug you, and to tell you we care about you. You are not alone, and to bring God's love to you. Right now, all I can do is offer this prayer. Loving God, we come before you. To you, O Lord, I lift up in prayer each and every person who are deeply grieved and devastated by the senseless act of violence in our communities. We remember those who lost their lives suddenly and needlessly. We praise you and thank you, Lord, for their life and for all that it meant to us. We pray that you will bless the memory of your walk among us. We hold in our hearts and ask you, O Lord, to wrap your loving arms around them. The families forever changed by grief and loss. Bring them consolation and comfort. We hold in our hearts co-workers, friends, and communities. Surround them with our prayers for strength. Bless those who have survived and heal their memories of trauma and devastation. May they have the courage to face the days ahead.
My name is Mariah Carney, and I'm the founder of My Home Apparel, a small business based out of Truro, Colchester County, Nova Scotia. As a business owner, and as someone that grew up in the area where the horrific mass shootings took place, I'm absolutely heartbroken. It's hard to put into words or conceptualize when something so tragic happens. As a business owner and resident of this area, I've pledged to give back to help the families get through this time with a donation. It is the time to come together as Nova Scotians here in our province and across Canada to stand together strong, because we will rise again.
Hey, I want to send love and strength, light and condolences to everybody back home and to all our loved ones, family members, friends, neighbors, community members that we lost. We miss you, we love you, and it's a good reminder that the greatest day of our life is tomorrow. So why wait until then to live the best life that we can and be the best we can be? And remember that those one single acts of love and a moment of care and kindness is a lifetime for someone else. Miss you all. Love you.
I've been waiting on some good news. For the clouds to part and let the light shine through. I wanna wake up to a better tomorrow. 'Cause I've had enough. Where is the trust? Where is the truth? It's about time for some good news.
And I'm just happy to be breathing. I ain't trying to see what's on the newscast this evening. Nah, I don't need no reason. Music in the air, got the Grammys on the cable. Dinner on the plate, whole family at the table. This at home cook, hit the soul, take your shoes off. This at feel good, yelling loud from the rooftop. This at snow day, all the kids taking school off. This at Billie Jean, Michael Jackson first moonwalk. And I've been waiting for some good news, good news. I'm just trying to get my foot loose. And we've been dealing with the wrong things so long. The smallest things can make it right, that's why we hold on for some good news.
I've been waiting on some good news. For the clouds to part and let the light shine through. I wanna wake up to a better tomorrow. 'Cause I've had enough. Where is the trust? Where is the truth? It's about time for some good news. Tell me something good.
I've been waiting for some good news. I've been waiting for some good news.
Something good.
Look, I'm feeling like we never talk about what's going right. My daughter's smiling cause her braces fixed her overbite. And she's excited cause her friends are staying overnight. It's just the simple things that we get out of life. Forget the drama all around me, I don't wanna hear it. I swear the more you talk about what's going wrong, that's when you start to fear it. And this ain't that, this is payday with a pay raise. This at walking away with the W on game day. This at good luck, yeah we praying for it. This at McDonald's drive through and the guy in front's paying forward. Help somebody, all that other shit just ain't important. And watch what happens some more when you be waiting for some good news.
I've been waiting on some good news.
Me too.
For the clouds to part and let the light shine through. I wanna wake up to a better tomorrow. 'Cause I've had enough. Where is the trust? Where is the truth? It's about time for some good news.
In some ways, this will get easier with the passage of time. It always does. Human beings are remarkably resilient. But in other ways, for these families, it'll get harder as the magnitude and impact of this sinks in. A lot of you are asking what you can do to help. We'll post links to the authorized GoFundMe pages for the families at novascotiaremembers.ca. Also, just a reminder, whether this happened directly to you or indirectly, It's okay to feel however you feel about it, and how you feel might change day to day. That's okay too. Just promise you'll get help if you need it. There are lots of options out there, and we'll post those also at novascotiaremembers.ca. You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to them.
I want to thank you for joining us for Nova Scotia Remembers, a loving tribute. Global News is proud to be one of many media outlets to bring you this virtual tribute tonight. We leave you now with images from this past week in Nova Scotia and the outpouring of love for the victims and their families, as well as first responders and all Nova Scotians. Good night.